Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for joining me on part 5 of how to make a VR space game. In the last video, what we did was we finally incorporated the virtual reality into here. We imported our cardboard plugin and we set up a few cameras so that we could be able to use that plugin and make it into a virtual reality game. And what I actually did last time was I told you to duplicate these two cameras and then set their depths to 1 so that they could render over these cameras, but for some reason it still seems that these cameras are rendering. So what I went ahead and did was I kept those cameras on there that we created, and there was a on these cameras you can see there's a cardboard eye. Go ahead and take those off of these two cameras, which I already did, and you should be fine then, because the reason why that was doing that, the cardboard eye was still, like, I guess that's what controls all of this stuff here, and it kept making either these ones were rendering over it or they were becoming the same settings as these ones. So I just went ahead and took the cardboard component off, and it works fine now. All right. And there was one more thing I changed inside of the ship script. If you go to the space shuttle script, you can see at the very bottom here I added these 3 transforms, one for the camera and one for the ship camera pose and one for the head camera position. And the reason we added those in the ship is because this will be telling us whether we're flying or not. And I'll show you what else I changed here. There we go. If we're flying, then we want our camera's position to lerp from its position to the ship position. And if we're not flying, we want the camera's position to lerp from its position to the head position. And then we're obviously going to smooth that by some factor. And you can actually add your own smooth. I just put 10 because I thought that was it's good enough. Alright, and that's all that I changed in there. Just make sure, just add those lines in there and add those variables in there, and you should be fine and good to go. So you're going to want to go to your ship and get to that component here, and then you're just going to fill in the missing components here. And first off, go into your ship. Let's delete that camera there because we only need one camera now. We're going to be changing the position of the camera instead of trying to disable and enable different cameras. Alright, so get back to your ship here, and then we're going to create some transforms here. So in your ship, let's go ahead and create an empty game object, and let's just call it ship pose or something like that, whatever you want to call it. And just position that to where you want it to be. I'm just going to position it somewhere up here. I don't know, that should be fine. Let me actually, if I align with the view or with the selected one, then I should be able to see what I'll be able to see with the camera. And I actually want it to be a little bit more down like that, so I'm just gonna click on the ship pose and press Control Shift F to move it to my position and rotation, and that should be fine. And the rotation actually doesn't matter because we're only gonna be matching the position. The rotation is gonna be based on what rotation your head is doing. Alright, so now we're gonna want to do the same thing for our head position. And actually, let's go ahead and take the camera cardboard main, and let's not have a parent. Alright, so go ahead and create another empty game object. I'm just going to create it in the head position right there. Let's see what it looks like here. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter what direction it's facing, because that's going to be controlled by our heads. So head pose, and yeah, that looks fine there. And yeah, make it a child of the head itself. Excuse me, because you want it to you don't want the head to go forward and then it's like behind the head. You want it to stay in the head. Alright, and actually you could probably move it a little forward. I'm going to move it a little forward because I don't want to be able to see the body of the player himself, or I don't want to be able to see the inside of the body. Alright, so now that those there, let's just fill in those variables. The camera is obviously going to be the cardboard, and make sure it's the cardboard main, not the head, the camera, or any of the others. Just, it has to be the cardboard main. And then go ahead and start filling the other one. So the ship position is going to be the ship, and then the head is the head. Alright, so now that should be working just fine. Let's go ahead and let's test it out. Oh, there was one more thing we need to do before we do this here. It looks like mine's not even working. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. I don't have VR set to mine. Make sure VR mode enabled is set. It should be mine. I turned it off just for testing purposes. And then we have these canvas here, and you can see here that they're gonna have to be set to specific cameras here. And you know, it looks like they're actually already set to those cameras. Let me go ahead and, yeah, there we go. All right, and my cameras here are actually disabled. Let me enable those. That's why they weren't showing. Let's make sure these have the right depth so they don't show above these two cameras. And now let's give it a go. All right, and it still seems like they're above those cameras. So let's go ahead and or you know what? I think we actually do need to have our camera as a child of the head, because it turns out it looks like it's not turning with our player. So put it back under the head, and then it should be fine. And let's see here. There's someone. Oh, you know what? I don't think. Let's see here, because it still seems as if that those little eye holes are still showing before this camera here. And let's see here. You know what? I guess we do actually have to have VR enabled off, because it's still rendering these above these two, and I really don't know why. It's probably somewhere written in the script, but I don't feel like bothering with that right now. All right, now it's working. As you can see, those little eye holes that were there before aren't there anymore, because it's rendering this camera above those two cameras. And then you can turn your head, and it's working just fine. You can see the body. We're not looking through the body. It looks perfect. And then our UI, when it says to press a certain button to get in the script or to get in the ship, it should be centered. You can't. I mean, it looks centered now, but you really can't tell that until you put the goggles on. But it's definitely looking like it's centered right now. And this camera is working just fine also, and yeah, so it's working perfectly. Oh, and I actually, as you can see, my planet, I just added one of these textures onto it here. Let me go to the planet real quick. I just changed this material. I just added the metal texture, and then I added the metal normal, and I changed the color a little bit, just to give it, a little bit of detail, because it was looking a little plain. And also the ring, what I did with the ring, what I should do now is take this mesh collider off. We don't want a mesh collider on our ring. And also what I did with it was I turned it into a particle texture, and then I just changed the color a little bit. Alright. So that's good for getting our VR fixed up and at least getting a little bit more detail in here. What we can do now, let's go ahead and let's add a gun in here. That way we can start adding our AIs, and we can start doing cool stuff like that to make it an actual game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my models. I have a gun in my robot, so I'm just gonna pull that out here. I'm gonna put it in the astronaut's position there. Alright. And you can see it has a sword and a gun. I'm gonna just go ahead and take the gun out of there. And there's two other guns. These are actually the scope windows. What I wanted to do was I wanted to have a camera render on those so that we could look like we're zooming in. But they're curved, so it won't work very well. So I'm just going to go ahead and add those two onto the gun like that as child game objects. And I'm going to take the gun, I'm going to move it to the astronaut player. Alright, and then just get rid of the robot. The gun I'm going to scale up because it's a pretty tiny gun. Scale your gun up, I don't know, maybe 2 is fine. Yeah, that looks good. And then let's just bring it somewhere, I'd say probably around here. We can always change this later. Alright, so that looks good. Bring it back a little bit more. Alright, so now that we got that on there, let's go ahead and we're going to add a new script, and we're going to call it, I say IK Manager. You know, I'm going to call it something like Astronaut IK. Alright. Once it's done loading, open it up. And what this is going to be for, oh, and one more thing before we even start writing anything, this script isn't going to work unless our animator has a IK pass on it. So go ahead and click your astronaut and IK. Make sure that IK pass is checked on, otherwise this will not work. Alright, so we have our new script. Move it to your scripts folder. Wait for it to load again, and then open it up if you haven't already done that. Okay, there it goes. Alright, well, first off, let's go ahead and let's create a few transforms. So public transform, we'll say hand pose. Public transform. Actually, we're gonna have to declare what hand that is. Let's say left hand position. Or yeah, that's fine. Left hand position. Add another one for right hand position. And add two more for the elbows. Left elbow and right elbow. Alright, and then we're going to create a float, and we're just going to call it weight. W is good for me, just because I don't feel like typing a bunch right now. Alright, so what we're going to want to go ahead and do here, let's see. So we have our hand positions, elbow positions, and our weight float. So let's go ahead and say void on animator. Oops, that's not how you spell animator. Animator IK. And what we're going to be having in here, there's going to be certain things we have to type that control our player's IK. So what we're going to say first is, we obviously have to get our animator also. So let's just say animator, and then we'll say void start. And that's going to be anim equals get component. As a matter of fact, you know what? Yeah, well, we put this on the gun. I'm gonna take it off the gun and put it on the astronaut instead. I don't know why I put it on the gun. So get component at animator. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say anim dot set. Actually, let's say let me see here. We're gonna have to get something with the IK here. Let's see here. IK, get IK. Well, actually set IK, not get IK. Set IK position, and then we're gonna have to declare what bone it is. So we're gonna say IK or avatar IK goal dot left hand. So we'll do the left hand right now, and then we're gonna set its position to left hand position. And then its weight, it doesn't look like the weight's supposed to be on there. Oh, that's because that's its own separate one. Set IK position, and then anim dot set IK weight. And dot set IK weight. Oh man, why does I keep on putting animator in there? Let me try that again. Anim dot set IK weight, or position weight. I'm gonna say avatar or avatar IK goal, left hand again, and then its weight is going to be, you know what, I'm not sure if this is right. Let's see, set position, anim dot set, let me see here, weight, yeah, set position weight, and then int when weight. That doesn't seem right. Oh, that's the wrong one. Yeah, there we go. So value is going to be the weight. I don't know why I kept saying there was an unknown error there for some reason. Left hand, and then the weight is going to be weight. Alright, so that's good for the left hand. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the right hand. Yeah, or actually, yeah, let's do the right hand, and then we'll do the elbows. Whoops, I put that in the wrong spot. Alrighty, so left or right hand pose, and then right hand, and then we'll just keep that out. Oh, we'll just keep that at weight. Right hand. There we go. And now let's go ahead and set the hints. I don't know why I keep on doing that. And dot set IK hint. And hint is just like, I guess, like the elbow. I'm not sure. I guess it's like a bend or something. So I'm going to say avatar IK hint left elbow. And then we're going to set that to left elbow. Alright. Same thing or actually let's do the weight first. And then we'll do that one also on the right hand or right elbow. And then we'll have avatar IK hint. And that's going to be dot left elbow. And then the weight's going to be 1 or weight, whatever you want to set that to. I'm actually going to set it right here to 1. Oops. Looks like my number lock was off. There we go. Let's set that to 1. And then let's go ahead and we're going to do the same thing for the right elbow. Alright. And one more thing, well, I guess we'll just keep that like that. I mean, I was gonna say we could add a little if statement saying if left hand position is not equal to null, then we can put the left hand position, or we'll set that. That way we wouldn't get any errors, but it really doesn't matter. So after that's done, go ahead and save that, and it should be good to go. See if we get any errors here, which I'm pretty sure we won't. It's a pretty simple one. Oh, we got an error. That's great. What did I do wrong there? 20. See, set IK position, right hand position. I'm wondering what it is that I have done wrong out here. I'm pretty sure this should be working just fine. What does it say? Argument number 2 cannot change the transform. Oh, what? Oh, position, of course. You gotta put dot position on there, guys. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, sorry about that. So we're gonna have to put dot position on all those positions. There we go. Oops. Alright, now we shouldn't have any errors. Yeah, pretty simple script, right? I'm over here messing up on it. Alright, so let's see here. Our astronaut IK. I'm going to take that off the gun. Where's that gun at? Let's see here. There it is. I'm going to take it off of the gun. I don't know why I put it on. I'm going to just drag it straight to the astronaut. And oops, there you go. You can put, or actually the animator isn't public, so. Alright, so now what we're going to want to put in the gun are the positions of the hands and stuff like that. Alright, so the gun, let's go ahead and create an empty game object. I'm going to call it left hand. And let's see, where's the left hand going to go? It's going to go pretty much right there. Let's, oh no, wait, that's where the right hand's going to go. Left hand's going to go right around here. And, yeah, I guess we have to add all the other ones or else we get a bunch of errors and it probably won't work. So let's go ahead and add all those other ones. Well, you know what? I'm going to do that those if statements I was talking about, because I want to test. I don't want to have to test them all at once. I want to test one, set it up, and then once it's good, do the next one and the next one. Same way. So let's see here. If left hand pose is not equal to no. And the same thing for all the others. And then we're just going to change those, whether it's left hand, right elbow, or left elbow. So left elbow. And then right elbow. Alright, there we go. Now that should work whether we have anything set up or not. Or it shouldn't call any errors or anything. And what I usually like to do when I set this is I like to have it playing while I'm doing it. And you know what? Let's go ahead and add the rotation in there too, because we're gonna want it to be rotated the same way as our as the positions here, the left hand position and right hand position. The elbows don't matter, but actually I don't even think you can put a hint rotation. I don't know, maybe you can. This stuff is so actually kind of new, so still getting the hang of it. Alright, so I'm just gonna copy that because I don't feel like typing a bunch. Oh, I don't think. Oh wait, yeah, we do need that, don't we? Rotation weight. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna copy those, put them on here. Right hand. Right hand. Right hand. Alright. Do the same thing with these. Oh wait, no. Actually, yeah, that's right. We said we don't need to do the elbows, so let's go ahead. Save that. Alright, looks like it's saved. And then let's go ahead and let's get to our astronaut. Let's go on. Oh, wrong astronaut. Get on there, and I'm going to set the left hand position to the left hand position here, and then I'm going to start working on it in the scene this way. As a matter of fact, I think my yeah, it's maximizing on play. Let me take that off real quick. Alright, and then let's see here. Let's take a look at our positions here. Yeah, you can see the left hand here, it's stretching out pretty far, and I think that just might be, the size of the gun here it's kind of big, I guess. Maybe we can change the size so that his arm doesn't have to be extended fully like that. But first off, let's just start modifying this rotation or the position to get this the way we want it. So let's go ahead, turn it that way, turn it a little bit like that, turn it here like this. Just get it to where you think it looks nice. Sucks that the fingers aren't actually bending there. It would look a lot better if the fingers were bending, but it's fine. So I think that might be decent enough for me. Yeah, I like that. So what I'm gonna do is before I stop playing it, I'm gonna copy the transform there. Copy component. Get back to your scene and just paste it. Paste the component values, and then it should be working just fine. If I press play, we should see it in the exact same position and rotation that I just set it. So, yep, that's looking fine. And in the game, you can see here, it looks pretty decent. And that's only one arm. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's start working on the second one. Or actually, let's get the elbow in there really quick. I'm going to change this to global so I can move it around a little better. So I'll just duplicate that. Change the name to left elbow. And then let's just move it somewhere like, here, let's move it out, move it back, let's move it back, and then, yeah, I'm going to move it out a little bit more, and then just move it down. I'm probably move it a little further, because the closer it is, it might look a little weird. And then I'm going to to take a look at that in the scene again while it's playing, just to see how it looks. You know, I'm going to take these gizmos. Actually, I'm just going to shrink them really, really small. There we go, that's good. Alright, and let's go ahead and let's move this elbow. See what it does. Doesn't seem like it's really doing. Oh, that's because we didn't set the elbow position here. So go into your astronaut, set the elbow, and set elbow. There we go. So let's move that elbow around and see how it looks. Yeah, I think it was actually good where I first had it. So right there should be fine. Copy that component. When we press play, it's going to remove the elbow off the astronaut. So just put it back on. And then paste those values onto the elbow. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it was pretty much in the same spot there. Alright, now that we have those on there, just duplicate both those and change them from left to right for the name. So right elbow and then right hand. And then make sure to set those onto the script. So right elbow is going to go right elbow, right hand, right hand. And then let's go ahead and let's start modifying them in the scene again. I'm just going to leave them where they are right now. I'm only going to do one at a time. Alright, so let's see where the right hand is. Right hand is right over. Oh, they're all in the same spot as this here. So I'm just going to reset it. And that's actually a pretty decent spot. Let's rotate this around. Move it a bit. Bring it up this way. And the gun does look like a good size. It's just, I don't know, I guess the astronaut's hands are kind of short. Alright, so that looks good for the hand. Go ahead and copy that component. Or not, his hands aren't short, his arms might be kind of short. And then just paste component values, and then we're going to work on the elbow. The elbow's looking really weird right now. It's on the opposite side of the player. So actually with the elbow, what we can just do quick is change the X value on the right elbow from whether it's negative, change it to positive, and whether it's positive, change it to negative. Alright, and that looks good. It looks pretty decent. Let me go ahead and look at it from the side. Yeah, I think I like that. Let me go to the game view and see what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. You can't even really see anything. It seems like the camera is a little close to the, it's just a little far above the head. Maybe I can bring that in a little bit. Let me take a look here on the head position that we set earlier. I'm going to bring it up and pull it back. And then let's look at it and let's see how that looks. That looks better. I like that. Oh, it looks like we forgot to paste did we forget to paste those values here? Oh, we didn't even copy values because all that I said to do was change this from a negative to a positive. And then let's look at it here. Alright, that looks pretty darn good. I like that. Alright. So we got our gun in the game now. And I'm actually going to call this the end of the video. What we're going to be doing in the next video is we're going to be adding some shooting mechanics. I might do a raycast or we might do a rigid body. We'll just see when we start that video up. And as always, thank you guys for joining me in the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I actually just posted a new Patreon page. So if you click the link below, definitely love to support. It really means a lot when you guys support me. And if you support me, I can spend more time doing these kind of things. I actually really don't have very much time for this stuff. So it takes me, I pretty much got to do it when I can. But I would like to have time to do this, whenever I want, instead of having to having to spend my time on other things. So yeah, definitely, I really appreciate your guys' time. On the next video, we're going to be adding the shooting mechanics, and we might even start the AI. So thank you for joining me, and you guys all have a good one.